Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jock here, and I am back on Get Visible. And today I have a wonderful guest with me who's going to talk a little bit about her business and a little bit different to local business. We're going to talk a little bit about history. And if you've ever been in Florida, everybody thinks about going to Florida to Orlando, going to where the parks are, but there are hidden places full of history, full of different things to do and different things to see. And I'm delighted to bring my guest here. Carol, how are you doing?
I am great, and I really appreciate you having me on today. So thank you.
It's wonderful to have you on. Now, Carol, I want to kind of talk a little bit about your background. Obviously your career, where you've come to, and then why you decided to get in the bed and breakfast game. Why you decided to buy a bed and breakfast.
Well, my background is in basically senior care. I work for a company that helps people age in place, and as I go through that kind of journey and see how people deal with aging, and I was thinking about my husband and I at that time, and I thought, you know what, as we age, this might be a great thing to do, buy a bed and breakfast, help give back in the community and work with people that like to get away and like to enjoy life a little bit. And so back in 2016, we bought this bed and breakfast, beautiful bed and breakfast in Plant City. And unfortunately, at that time, my husband got really sick and had a stroke. And so our plans were delayed moving in there, but I ended up having a wonderful, beautiful lady that used to own a restaurant that moved in, and she's just a fabulous person for that industry. She's great cook, great in hospitality. She's just a wonderful lady. So our plans to move in there had been delayed for a while, but it's again, it's a beautiful place to be able to still meet and greet people, and you
Yeah.
kind of want to be around people as much as possible. As you age, one thing I notice as people age is they get very isolated, especially if they live alone and they're by themselves. And
Yeah.
and I thought, what a great way to not be so isolated with a business like a bed and breakfast, because you always are there with somebody new, entertaining, and just chatting, having conversations, and making it more personal. A lot more personal than a hotel, for sure.
It certainly is one. Well, let me ask you, Carol, why did you choose Plant City as a place? Did you have a history in Plant City? I mean, where did you come from? Or have you always been in the area? Or did you visit it and fall in love with it?
Well, Plant City is not too far from where I live, and
Hmm.
we own the State Theater in Plant City, so it was a close vicinity, which we have it as basically an antique museum, and so it would have been easy access for us to go back and forth because it was close. But Plant City is
Yeah.
just a phenomenal little town. It's one of the hidden gems that you talked about in Florida that people don't see.
Yeah.
I mean, the town it was incorporated back in 1885.
That's
It's a
crazy.
railroad town. The railroad was built in 1884 by Henry Plant there. So it's got a great historic value for the
I
Industrial
love that
Revolution.
history.
The history is phenomenal. I mean, it's just the old railroad station's still there. They have it's set up as a museum. A lot of our bed and breakfast is themed around the railroad. Henry Plant was a developer of the railroad that came through Plant City, and Plant City wouldn't be Plant City if it wasn't for the railroad. During that Industrial Revolution is what made us who we are, and so a lot of the homes that stood there back in the day are still there. A lot of the historical district, the downtown area is really unchanged other than paved roads. So a lot of
Wow.
old buildings, a lot of antique shops, a lot of culture downtown there for such a small town.
This is actually an ideal place for someone who's retired who just wants to get, because when you think about Florida, I know when I first went to Florida, you think about Florida, people think Orlando, they think parks, they think, you know, more of the hustle and bustle, and it's just nice to get away to quiet places and have a almost a kind of retreat type vibe where you want to get away and enjoy a timeless kind of culture. I would have thought, with a name like Strawberry House or Plant City, the local areas, it shocks me a little bit to think that, okay, so it's well known history for railroad. Because I
Yeah.
think Plant City, I think Strawberry Houses, it must be known for agriculture, must be known for strawberries and things like that. So, is there any kind of vibe of that in that area?
Oh yeah, I mean, we get the guests that do come there. That's kind of they're low key. They want kind of that quieter type place to go, and they don't want the hustle and bustle of traffic. We know how bad traffic is in Florida
Oh,
anymore. So
oh
so
my
Plant
God, yeah.
City, yeah. So Plant City, it allows you to still get out and maneuver and pretty much get anywhere you want to get to in 5-10 minutes. But the Strawberry House is a couple blocks from downtown Plant City, so it's walkable. As far as the agriculture part of it, I mean, it was an agriculture town, quite honestly. And then when the railroad came through, it became more of a commerce town, but it's still agriculture. I mean, Plant City is known as the strawberry capital of the world in the winter. So all of the winter crops we supply everybody
Are actually strawberries.
throughout the world. Yeah, so there's a lot that goes on, especially in the winter
Wow.
months with strawberry, with Plant City and strawberries. They have a strawberry festival that is world renowned. We get people from all over the world that come and stay at the Strawberry House just for that festival. So, yeah, it's still Old Town. If you're driving through Plant City, you see a ton of strawberry fields normally, especially around October, November, they start planting these fields, and it's amazing how many people come just to pick strawberries. It's a lot of fun.
That's crazy. Honestly, I never thought that it was so world renowned for strawberries. You don't. Maybe next time you're in, ladies and gentlemen, you're in Publix or you're in any other shopping store and you see these strawberries there, you just might be picking up a strawberry from Plant City, and who knows, maybe. You've been there. Maybe you've picked those strawberries. So it's there's a lot more to it. So what is the history of your bed and breakfast that you bought, the Strawberry House? Is there a historical part to that? Because when you look at it, it looks very kind of oldie worldy. It looks kind of antique. It looks like it's still in the past, but has a kind of eclectic beauty toward it.
Yeah, it was a home that was built in 1910. It came after that. Some of that revolution of the railroad. 1910 is still standing. It's the same structure. It had quite a few owners. No one real prominent that I know of that I've been able to find anyway. I bought it from a couple, Brenda and Guy were their names. They were just wonderful people, and they had it as a bed and breakfast for probably about 20 years prior. Like I said, I bought it in 2016. So that 20 years prior, it was a bed and breakfast. And it's just got an old, quaint feel about it. It is the original structure. It's got, several fireplaces in it from back in the day. Nothing's really been changed structurally to the inside. There's been upgrades and things like that, but most of what was there is still there today, that kind of that old farmhouse feel. We have decorated it mainly strawberry filled and antique filled, and we have a lot of
Yeah.
original art antiques, a lot of original photos from Plant City from back in the day when the railroad started. So we've themed it around everything Plant City. So we have a room that is a Henry Plant room, which is based off of Henry Plant, who founded Plant City, and then we have one for State Theater because it was the main theater in downtown Plant City was from the 1930s on where everybody went for their entertainment. And then we have a Strawberry Festival room that really shows off some of the history of the Strawberry Festival, the Strawberry Queens, and everything they did agriculturally in
Wow.
Plant City. And then I don't know where we came up with the Wild West room, but I guess the building of the railroad back in the 1800s was pretty much a Wild West. It was really before
Yeah,
laws were
absolutely.
formed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a Wild West room, and then we have a new room called the Cottage. So, it's not a very it's I mean it's not huge. It's a 5 room basic bed and breakfast with just a lot of quaintness to it. 2-story farmhouse. Just it's a pleasure to your eyes when you walk in there and you see nothing but the dining room, which is full of just strawberry antiques and art and
Yeah.
It's just really, really adorable.
And actually, anybody who's listening to this now, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually go to the website strawberryhouse.co and you will actually see those images there as well. And we've got loads and loads of new images that are actually going to go up there. You've had a photographer recently that's been taking photographs, and so people can get a good feel and sense for it. But I want to kind of jump on because we kind of talk about, okay, this is an ideal quiet place for someone or you know, an older couple or retired couple that want to have some peace, but equally it's there as well for, it sounds like to me that it's quite a romantic kind of getaway as well for young couples, and you're kind of well placed for, because not everybody likes to just go to parks and things, but of course if you do and you don't want to go to Florida, to Orlando, you are quite close to another park and other amenities down there, aren't you?
We are. We are close to. I mean, it's to me. I think it's the ideal location. It's right off of I-4. I know nobody likes to talk about I-4, but it is right off of
No, I
I-4.
remember living when I lived up there. It was a nightmare. Somebody would say, you know, Jock, we'd love to have a meeting with you at 2 o'clock, and I'd be like, days over, one meeting a day, because by the time I left where I was living to get to that meeting, it was all day gone.
Yeah, yeah. So but as far as vicinity, if you're coming from Tampa, it's about 20-minute drive from Tampa. If you're going to Orlando, if you're going to Disney, it's about a 30-minute drive from the bed and breakfast. So we're kind of sandwiched right there in between Tampa and Orlando, which is
It's not
really
bad at all.
nice. Yeah, and there's a lot that goes on between those cities. I mean, we get a lot of guests that come in, and younger guests, as you said, for romantic type reasons. We do a lot of wedding parties that come in there. We also do, I mean, we cater to people that come to the Sun and Fun Festival, which is in Lakeland, which is about 10 minutes from there.
Right.
And again, the Strawberry Festival. And there's just so many things that, believe it or not, that happen in Plant City that people probably do, or maybe know or don't know about it. But you could probably Google things to do in Plant City, and there's a whole list of things that are going on every single weekend. So
You're quite
it's
close to Busch Gardens as well, you know.
yeah, we're only Busch Gardens is probably about a 20-minute drive, if that. So 20-minute
See,
drive.
that's really close.
Yeah, Ybor City, the cigar capital of the world, which is real cool. If you want to go see somebody roll cigars,
I didn't know that.
old school way, it's really cool
Wow.
because you get all these original cigar people that sit in the windows of these shops and roll cigars, and you can buy them from them right there. There's also in Ybor City, one of the oldest cigar factories. When the folks migrated from Cuba, bought up these cigar factories, and they've just seen it on TV the other day that there's a new museum at one of the cigar factories that is really incredible. And they even teach you how to roll cigars. So that's a great thing for somebody that just wants to go do something a little bit
Yeah.
different. But Ybor's
It is different.
yeah, very cultured place. There's a lot that goes on. It used to be more of a party It is a party atmosphere at night. I mean, if you're going down there on a weekend on a Saturday, it's party heaven, But during the day, it's a nice place to go and go to some of the museums and just kind of look around. So and that's a close drive too. I mean, that's really about 15 minutes from the bed and breakfast. But there's also a winery, which is really close, about 3 miles, Kill and Curly. They do a lot of pick as well. So you can pick some blueberries or strawberries in season. But they make all of their own wine, which is it's a really nice place to have a dinner, and a glass of wine. And just kind of, if you want to relax, it's close. You're not driving in traffic. I mean, it's like 3 miles from where we are. Dinosaur World is another place. It's kind of a theme park. That's about 2 miles
Oh,
from
I
the bed and
remember that.
breakfast.
Yeah, I remember that as you're
Yeah, so
heading down
that's
on the I-4 down the way. And I think there's also is there an aerodrome, or there's an air museum somewhere?
I don't know. I think that's in Lakeland. The Sun and Fun?
It could be.
Yeah.
I was never,
Yeah.
my strong point's never really geography. I'm better with history. But
Well,
yeah.
I'm the same way. So
So you've kind of built it on this whole historical vibe of the place. So you obviously have a passion for history, and you and your husband obviously have tell us a little bit about your theatre as well, and your antique store, and how you kind of managed to get into that, because this is all part of your whole story.
Well, yeah, it really is, and I think that's kind of where this all stems from. Is we when you take a look at really just the Industrial Revolution and what made America today. I mean, it was really built by the railroads, and as you go through
Mm,
time, just the things that some of the stuff that you procure locally, and some things are more far fetched from out of state and stuff. But our antique store is really basically a museum of time. I mean, we carry stuff from the 1850s, about up to the 1940s, 1950s. So there's
wow.
nothing that you won't find. We deal with a lot of old advertisement. When you think about the signage, that if you were to look up pictures today of a quaint downtown in the
Yeah.
1860s, 1880s, things like that, you'll see all the old signs. We have a lot of those type things, so we're really big into collecting more advertising, because that really puts a timestamp. It puts a timestamp on what was taking place in
Right.
America during those years.
Of course it
Um,
does, because I remember, I don't know if you follow it, but I used to love watching, and still do every now and again, when not that I have control of the TV, because my wife's in charge of the TV and that's it. I'm normally always working, but I did used to watch the Pickers. I loved watching the Pickers, because they would go to different towns in America and they would see these advertisements, and you'd see the old Phillips oil
yeah,
signage and Coca-Cola and things, and obviously Levi Strauss. You had so many these iconic ads. So are you guys a bit like the Pickers then? Do you go around to different places and find these unique antiques, or do people come to you? Do they know about you and come to you to put their antiques in your store?
both. My husband, he was a drummer for Robert Goulet. I don't know if you know who Robert Goulet is. So when he traveled
No.
around the world, he would with that group, he would go antiquing, and he would ship stuff back for years and years and years. After he got sick, we don't go as much out. We do get a lot of
Yeah.
people that come in and they're looking to find someone else that can love their collection, because they can't take it
Wow.
with them, right? So, and a lot of times the family
Yeah.
members they don't want it. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we have. Most of our stuff, a lot of it's not for sale, it's more museum-esque. So we
Yeah.
pride ourselves into letting people enjoy it. And that's kind of what it is. You take a
Oh,
step
I
back
love
in
that.
time. And we one of our big collections is, and this is my background is carnival circus. So my family owned shows and rides and
Wow.
concessions and things that, in fact, they still own them today, and they travel around the
Wow.
country. So I collect a lot of circus and a lot of carnival stuff, and so we have a huge collection of circus
Wow.
carnival, and we keep that in the balcony of the theater, because we really don't want to sell any of it. But
Right.
it's a great collection to see of what was going on with the carnival and circus circuit back in the day. So I mean, we even have full size taxidermy lions and things like that.
No way.
Yeah,
Really? That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and Gaither Gunther, he was one of the ringmasters in the Barnum Bailey. I think we have his boots on display there next to a lion. So it's really
I
kind
watched
of
that
a cool
movie recently. I
atmosphere.
thought it was brilliant. I can't. I'm terrible with actors' names and things, but about Barnum and the show, and
Illusion.
it was kind of the musical. It was phenomenal. So I kind of, as you're talking to me now, I get this whole resonant idea and
Hello,
this image
Jock.
of the showmanship from Barnum there as well, and everything that you might possibly have there.
Hello. Oh, there you
Oh,
are.
yep.
I lost you for a minute. I don't know if it.
All right, so yeah, so sometimes it can be a bit glitchy with depends on your internet speed and things. So I was saying that I enjoy recently. I watch. I'm not a massive movie buff, but I watched the film about H.P. Barnum. I don't know if it's H.P.
Oh
Barnum, but
yeah.
the musical. And I'm terrible with actors' names, but it was phenomenal. And I kind of, as you're telling me about this, I get this vision of what you might actually have in this museum, and it's probably absolutely fascinating. Now, tell me, is the museum, is it free entry? Is it a cost to get in?
It's free. Yeah, I mean, we just share the collection. We want people to see it. I mean,
Wow,
like I said, we get a lot of people that come in, they're just like, oh my God, I just took a whole step back in time. I remember this, or I remember that from when I was a child, or
wow,
so it's really kind of a cool place. And you see that at the Strawberry House too, because we decorate with a lot of old advertisements, a lot of old pieces that
I've
you know,
seen
that
that.
we
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, so we've kind of carried that over, so you can enjoy it there too. It does. You're sitting there eating breakfast in a dining room just full of different things that you don't see every day, and it's really nice for someone to it kind of takes them out of their day to day, lets their mind go somewhere else, and that's what you really want. You want people to enjoy their stay, enjoy their time, and just kind of get away from the everyday norm.
Now, what's the old? I don't know if you'll remember this or you. What is the oldest artifact that you have in your museum? How old actually is it, and what is it?
We have, well, I'm trying to think. We have one of the, well, that was only be 1930s. We have the original, an original camera for the movie theater itself, and then
Wow.
we have some old circus banners, probably from late 1800s. We have uh, oh my God, I can't. I'm trying to think of everything we have in there right now. We have an old, this is really a very, very cool piece. It's a medicine box. Um, it's a huge trunk, and it would have been probably something they used to travel from town to town to help people. But it is it's an old I want to say it's probably 1850s. It's got a crossbone and skull on the outside of the box so people know that
Wow.
it's poison. And any and every kind of medicine you can think of is in this box. Still full today, a lot of it, and a lot of it was probably controlled substances back in the day. I'm sure. I mean, none of that stuff
I
is
can
any use
imagine.
today because it's so old. But just that medicinal stuff, and knowing that that's how people were cared for back in the day. I know that people didn't live very long, but I could be the reason they had to get this. I mean, because this chest is just a huge, heavy 300-pound chest to move around, and it's just full of medicinal supplies and surgical supplies and
That's
things that would
crazy.
help people. So that's kind of an oddity. People like that stuff because anyone that collects oddities would collect something like that because it's first of
Yeah.
all it's really early, and then secondly it's just really cool to think about where that thing has traveled, and that I think that's where the history of antiques, where I get excited because you know who touched that before, whose hands was that in. It
That's what
just
I
depends
think
on
of.
what you
Yeah.
have. Yeah, yeah. And we have a lot of wax figures as well that which gives you a history. Uh I think he's got. I'm trying to think. He had Sullivan, who was a boxer back in the day. But it's really cool to take a look at some of the just incorporating the design of what you have with wax figures standing around them just makes it more realistic than you've ever really seen.
Wow. It sounds like it's quite a big theater. It's quite a big place.
Yeah, it's about 10,000 square feet, the theater. So and it's pretty much full from floor to ceiling. So and we've put some
I
ramps in the back because we didn't want to make any changes to the theater at all. I mean it's on a the floor is on a slant because of the way the seats were, and we didn't want to change that in case we ever wanted to go back to that era and put a theater back in. You never know. So we built some ramps for people to
yeah.
walk up on and just kind of display a lot of stuff. We have a lot of jukeboxes in the back, and they can play some music, and so it's just a lot of fun as you walk through it.
So you also have this as an event space as well for parties like engagements, weddings, that kind of thing.
Yes, yes, yeah. So people can rent the space in the back, and it's fully decorated the way it is. So yes, we can do that as well.
Carol, does your family do they have the same passion for antiques like you guys do?
Um, not as much. No, I think we're more the historians of things, and I think that's what it starts with when you have a passion for history. I think you get a passion for
Yeah.
antiques. Some people are in the antique business just to make money. We're in the antique business because we have a passion for the history behind the items. And so if someone comes in and does want to purchase something, and sometimes we sell, we have a hard time with that
I can
because
imagine actually, but mind obviously you've got to keep you've got to keep the bills paid and the lights on and stuff like that. So yeah, I can imagine it's still obviously quite hard to let things go when you have that passion and it's not so much a business for profit, especially when you let so many people in to enjoy it. I think that's and I think that's another reason why your Strawberry House bed and breakfast is perfect. So if you're someone out there who just loves antiques, loves history, and I guess Americana, then this is a phenomenal place to go and to have a long weekend or even a week and set yourself up there and then go and enjoy the local area and actually enjoy the theatre. Let's talk a little bit again now about Strawberry House. You know, what kind of modern amenities do you have for people that's there? Have you got Wi-Fi? What kind of things do you have?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a it's typical as if you were to book a room at a Marriott. I mean, it's got everything that you need. It's got Wi-Fi and cable, and all of the rooms have their own bathrooms. Which are really nice. They've all been remodeled, so you're not using a bathroom from 1910. so so so
Oh, I mean, all right, that might be quite fun, right now.
well, one of them is really still old and original. It's in the Strawberry Festival Room.
Right,
It's got that old green teal type, but it adds a lot of character to it. So we
character.
kind of left that in
Yeah.
place. But yeah, it's anything that you would have any place else. The nice thing about, I think, a bed and breakfast over a place like Marriott, Holiday Inn, any of your major chain hotels, it's more personal. It's more quaint. Um, I think cleanliness is a huge thing for us. So
I
it
noticed from you have a lot of reviews, and people that from the reviews are they mention how quaint it is, how comfortable it is, and how clean it is. And if any of you guys that are listening to this have been a customer of Strawberry House, then I'm sure Carol would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. You can message us what you thought about it, because we want to know. There's sometimes when people are looking for accommodation when they're out on trips and things like that, can be a hit or a miss.
Yes.
We've had some nightmares in our past as well, and it's lovely to find something that's so quaint, so historical, and has got something to offer.
Yeah, no, I think and when you think about just kind of owning the whole house to yourself. So when you book a room at the Strawberry House, the house is all of the common areas are open to you. Living room. We have
Yeah,
people that come in that have family in town, so they'll come in. They'll invite their family over. They'll sit. We have a coffee tea bar that's there 24/7, so they'll come over,
brilliant.
have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, sit together on either on the front porch. We've got rocking chairs, or we've got a really nice old timey living room, or even sitting in the dining room just to
Love it.
just to meet and have a conversation like people did back in the old days, right? Sitting at a kitchen table with a cup of coffee in their hand or a cup of tea. So it's really a nice, quaint place to do things like that. In fact, I just had a lady book, and she's like, "Can I bring my family in to sit and have a cup of tea with me?" I said, "Well, yeah, why not?"
Oh,
So the
love it.
family's local, and she's from out of town, but she wants to be able to sit and visit with them and out of the hustle and bustle of going out and into a restaurant and things like that. So it's really nice that way. And then we have Maria on site. She is very accommodating, and she's a phenomenal cook. So she does a great hearty breakfast in the morning. So
So I've heard, so I've read, actually. So people have mentioned this about Maria.
yeah, I know.
And actually, what we might need to do is to get Maria on here and do another little interview with Maria, because obviously she's front facing, meeting everybody. She might be nervous, but it'd be quite enjoyable if they hear from the phenomenal chef.
She's so shy. I don't know.
And I can imagine.
I don't know if we'd get her
Well,
on,
yeah,
but
this is quite fun.
yeah, I don't know.
Maybe you'll need to coax her, Carol, and you need to get her on, and it'll need to be the two of you can have a bit of banter, and we can showcase her as well. That would be awesome.
We'd have to trick her. We would have to trick her, I think.
No, I also get the feeling, because as you know, I love to write. I'm an author, and so for me to find somewhere that can beat your writer's block, that can give you maybe some inspiration. Do you think that your place in the history in the local area is a fantastic place for maybe would-be authors or authors who are already writing and looking for something different to come and maybe set up and write their next book there or their next play?
Well, yeah, I think. I mean, we are right off the main road, so we have a couple suites do get a little noisy. Some people really like that. There's a lot of trains that go through town, and we probably have, I don't know, I'm going to tell you about 10 trains a day that go through town. And you hear them. However, that's a soothing sound for a lot of people, I think. But we have a
I was
couple
going to
rooms.
say some people would think that's really bad, but I actually think that's quite nice because it's a railway town and it's you kind
Yeah.
of getting that iconic feeling.
Yeah, and we have a couple rooms that are more in the back of the house that are very, very quiet. And so if you're looking for a quiet place to write, we got a beautiful like the cottage suite's got a back porch on it. It's kind of a small two type bedroom space, so it holds more people. And we have right outside is a pool, so it's just a beautiful space just to kind of get away from everything. But if you're looking to write anything about culture, history, anything like that, or anything Florida, it's a great place to visit because
Mhm.
everything is it's so central. To me, it's really central, even though it's not Tampa or,
Yeah.
some of the big cities. It's so right in between it all that you can get to anywhere quickly. Also a beautiful park that's not in Plant City called Menard Park. So all the roots of the trees they're above ground. So people go there just to climb these
Wow.
roots these trees. It's an incredible park. If anybody on this podcast wants to take a look up Menard Park. It's just incredible. A lot of people come in town just to see that.
This is obviously a great place as well for photographers because I'm passionate about photography. I'm a photographer for landscape, for historical, for street art, that kind of thing. And I think this is a brilliant place to go and take your camera for a weekend or a week or however long you want to be there. And there's so much to actually shoot in the area.
There really is. I mean, if you're looking to shoot especially like history of train. I mean, the train museum is just adorable. It's a really cute little place, and they do a lot downtown Plant City as well. I know around the holidays. I mean, the whole downtown's decorated. I mean, it's really a real, and it is. It's a kind of a photographer's dream because of the old buildings and stuff. People still
Yeah.
like really.
I can imagine, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So they like that, and the other thing too. I mean, if you're looking to wants if you need want something to do. I mean, I know that there if you go to Plant City uh, Chamber of Commerce, you can see some of the things that they do. I know they have a classic car show the third Saturday of the month. That there's hundreds of classic automobiles that are invade downtown. They've got food vendors, they've got arts and crafts vendors, and all kinds of people that are set up down there. There's some pretty eclectic shops as well. I mean, there's a cat cafe if you want to dine with cats. There's
You see, like real cats.
real cats, yeah.
Like not stuffed cats, like real cat, a cat
Real
cafe.
cats.
Real. Oh my god! All right,
Yeah, real
that's
cats running around. Yeah, and there's another place is Parksdale Farm. They're world renowned as far as strawberry. They do everything strawberry. You want a fresh strawberry
wow.
milkshake or strawberry shortcake, or they're phenomenal. There's normally lines around the building. They're pretty quick to get through them, but there's always lines around the building. So if you come to Plant City, I mean, if you look at the Chamber of Commerce, you'll find out what's going on that weekend. So I think what's coming up is um, the wizardly world of something where they have all kinds of food trucks and kids dress up, and the town just fills up with people. They have a
Wow.
kids zone. They have just a food zone. They have a band normally out there. So there's a lot that they do that's free. So if you're
That's
on a
brilliant.
budget, you want to come into town and
Yeah.
stay, but you want to kind of look at some of the eclectic shops. There's a candle making shop there. You
Yeah.
can make candles. There's a lot of different things that you can do. A lot of the things that you can do not cost anything. The train museum is free as well. So there's a lot that you can just come down and really enjoy. If you're a photographer, take photos. I mean, if
I
you're a
love that.
history buff,
Yes.
just learn the history
Hmm.
of the city and Plant City, and it would make you think of all the railroad towns across the country that were built that are cities today because of the railroad, which is really kind of cool, I think. But yeah, there is a lot to do, and like you said earlier, there's a lot around there. Like you take a look at Busch Gardens, or if you're just coming in and you're staying over the weekend and you want to go to Busch Gardens, or you want to go to
Yeah.
Disney or Ybor City or anything right in between there. You're a really close drive, so which is really nice. So
That's fantastic. Before we kind of finish off and tidy this up, and you've got a special offer for people, which is obviously better to book direct than to book through a third party because you'll get the best deal, ladies and gentlemen. What I want to ask you, what is the feeling that you want that you want people who are patrons who are coming there to feel when they either arrive or leave your place?
I want them to feel like family. I want them to feel like
Ah, lovely.
they have just come home and they are just there for the weekend and they're off to their busy life after the fact. But I want them to feel like family, feel like they can do anything they want to do and just really enjoy their time and relax and again, and that's our goal, is to make them feel like this is their home. I mean, they have access to the whole home when they check in. They have a key to the room and they have a key to the house, so they can just really treat it as their
Beautiful.
own. And that's what we're hoping for. And that great experience of making them feel like they're part of our family.
I love that, Carol. That's absolutely wonderful. So, tell them you've got specials that run, all through obviously the year. It's obviously better that they come direct to you. You can give them any details. What offer have you got for people at the moment to come and stay with you?
The offer we have is, and it runs through August, is $109 a night, and that includes breakfast for 2 in the morning, which is like I said, it's a very hearty, it's a wonderful breakfast.
It's a phenomenal deal, that is, actually.
It is, yeah, because normally we run about 149 a night, so we've taken quite a bit off for the summer so people can come and experience it. And like I said, there's so
Yes.
many things around there to do that are just free to the public, so you can come and spend a little bit on a hotel room. Even split it with a friend, so it's not as burdensome for you. But then you got the whole town to explore. I mean, if you want to get out and explore and see something new and different. I mean, it's a great town to do it. Most people that come to Plant City said, I didn't even know this was here. I had no clue this little quaint, beautiful town was here until you go there.
This is why we're doing this, so that we can share this historical town. That I think of it as like the town that time forgot. So it's about time that we brought that in front of other people, so that they can get a taste of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to book direct with Carol and our team to go and experience Strawberry House in Plant City, beautiful place, you can go direct to her website, which is strawberryhouse.co. You can find, obviously, in different places like Airbnb and everything like that. But obviously, it's a little bit, if you come direct, you're gonna get that deal as well. And we want to hear from you. If you go there and you love it and you experience it, then let us know, and drop the podcast as well, a message that you loved it, so we can share that with other people. And tell your friends about it, because nobody knows about this hidden gem in Florida. Carol, I want to thank you for being the guest today. I really do. I love the passion that you exude for the area and the passion that you exude for history. And I hope that many, many people come and experience Strawberry House.
Well, I
Thank you.
thank you so much for having me on. And I hope they come too. I hope they leave us really good reviews.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, get in touch with Carol, and that's strawberryhouse.co. You go to our website, you can book, you can see some of those images there. There'll be some new ones, and you'll be able to listen to this podcast, get a feel for what it is you're going to experience. And please do go and visit and share your photos as well. That's the other thing. You can share your photos on Google and the reviews. So if you've got great photos, you're a photographer, if you're taking good shots around there, and go give Strawberry House a great review and share your photos, because that's what makes the difference. So, Carol, again, once again, thank you so much for being with us. Look forward to chatting to you soon. And we must get your little, what's her name again? Maria? No.
Yes, Maria.
What's your man? Maria. We need to get Maria. We need to trick Maria and get Maria on to have another discussion with her, so we can chat to her as well. Thank you, Carol. I shall speak to you very soon. God bless.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you.